Hello, this is Thomas McSwain here. Today I plan to show how Scripture is anti-government, and that to choose a leader over you is to reject the Most High. Well, I say leader, I should say ruler. There's only one who is sovereign, and that is the Most High One. So, um, I had made this as a response to somebody, I think a Facebook or a YouTube comment or something. Uh, but I'm not gonna go over that. You can read it, pause the video and read it if you'd like, but I'm not gonna go over it. Um, but I am gonna go over this. They that can give up. This is by Ben Franklin, and he said that that can give up essential liberty to obtain a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. So we're gonna keep that in mind as we read the rest of this. Um, so there's actually I've kind of oops. Well, anyways, I'm gonna hopefully I remember to add the other one on here before I end the video. But so continuing on, but the thing displeased Samuel when they said, "Give us a king to judge us." And Samuel prayed unto Yahuwah, which is the Hebrew uh, way of saying Jehovah. And Yahuwah said unto mighty Samuel, "Listen to the voice of the people and all that they say unto you, for they have not rejected you, but they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them." That's 1 Samuel chapter 8, verses 6 through 7. Now, between verses 7 and 18 here, it talks about how the king will basically break up the family, and it'll conscript the men, their sons. They'll take their daughters to make bakers and confectioners for the king's house. And it talks about how they'll take your taxes and stuff, your sheep and stuff. But so yeah, continuing on here in 1 Samuel 8 again, chapter 18 through 20. And you shall cry out in that day because of your king, which you shall have chosen, and Yahuwah will not hear you in that day. Nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel, and they said, Nay, but we will have a king over us, that we also may be like all the nations, and that our king may judge us and go out before us and fight our battles. Now I did forget to add Hosea 9 through 11 here. Right. I guess I could put it down here. I don't know where the best place to put it is yet. So, um, so in in book John, chapter 19, verse 15, the Pharisees handed over the Messiah, and they said, and the Pharisees cried out, away with him, crucify him." So they're murderers, just like the Messiah said. They're ready to murder him. Pilate said unto them, "Shall I crucify your king?" The chief priests answered, "We have no king but Caesar," or Caesar as we say it. Caesar is how the Romans said it, I believe. And in Isaiah 52, 5 through 6 verses, says, "Now therefore, what have I here, says Yahweh, that my people is taken away for naught? They that rule over them make them to howl, says Yahweh, and my name continually every day is blasphemed. Therefore my people shall know my name. Therefore they shall know in that day that I am he that speaks. Behold, it is I." And I'm going to come back and make a much longer video about this, knowing his name here. Um, anyways, continuing on to Hosea chapter 13, verses 9 through 11. O Yasharel, or which is Israel today, you have destroyed yourself, but in me is your help. I will be your king. Where is any other that may save you in all your cities? And your judges of whom you said, give me a king and princes? I gave you a king in my anger, and took him away in my wrath. So there you have it. Now, let's break it down a little bit more, because Ben Franklin, he, in my opinion, and this one quote here seems to be like it should be like in scripture somewhere, because it goes hand in hand with it. See, the people gave up some liberty when they chose a king, and the reason why they did so was to obtain a little temporary safety. Right? They wanted people to fight their battles for them because they're cowardly, and they had little faith in the Most High. So, and he said they deserve neither liberty nor safety. And well, it seems like the Most High agrees that they deserve neither, because he said that you shall cry out in that day because of your king that you chose, and I will not hear you in that day. But the people still agreed to it. So this wasn't, none of this was a command. The people chose this completely. And people often think that a lot of scripture is the Most High giving commands about things, and is really not. People choose to do things too. He does give commands in scripture, but some people do things against his commands. It tells you both sides. It tells you what people do wrong, and it tells you what people do right, depending on who we're talking about in the story and stuff. So, I plan to do a video on that too. But there we have it. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 different scriptural verses, and if you'll recall that, I believe 2 or 3 witnesses will um, basically is the truth. Um, Something to that effect. I can't remember exactly, but how the scripture goes. Um, there you have it. So, if you're a statist and you vote and you call for Biden or Trump or RFK or the Kennedy or Bernie Sanders, or like I did at one time, 2016, and you call yourself a follower of the Messiah or a follower of the Torah or anything like that, then say beware and diligently study, because he explicitly says right here, and all of this is quote unquote Old Testament except for this one, John, and that's right there in between the red letters. So choose you who will rule over you, because you can't serve two masters. In fact, let me look that up so I can include that in the video. Serve two masters. Oops. Alright, let's see. I don't know why sometimes it glitches. There we go. So Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. No man can serve two, I guess that's why I didn't have masters. No man can serve two masters above all, for either he will hate the one and completely love the other. I'll come back to that in another video. Or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve the Most High, the Mighty One. When capitalized, he's talking about the Mighty One, and when it's not capitalized, it's talking about either the angels or the fallen watchers. The angels or the fallen angels. or um, or just anything that gets worshipped like an idol can be also considered a mighty one. But those are like the fakest of mighty ones because they literally do nothing. I mean, angels can do things, so I mean they can't do nothing on their own, but they're given the power to do things. But these wooden idols, metal idols, and stuff like that have no power to do anything whatsoever. Um, but I'm just kind of beating a dead horse there. Well, but then again, that's what Scripture basically is just beating a dead horse constantly because nobody ever listens to it. And as a parent, I certainly um, understand the feeling that the Father must feel for all of us as basically blind children running around thinking we know everything and causing all our own problems and troubles. If we listen to the Most High, as He says in Scripture, if we obeyed His commandments, we would have peace like a river, it'd be flowing like a river. But we don't listen, and instead we get scared and want protection. There we go. And so doing, we prove that we have no faith by rejecting no faith in the Most High as we reject Him. So I think that's it. Y'all have a blessed day, and I hope that y'all got something out of this. And if anybody has anything to add, I'll be glad to read your comments. If you have anything to say, I'll do it. I highly doubt I'll get so many comments and views that I'll be unable to respond to everybody. But it might still take me a while because I'm disabled. So just be patient with me, like the Father's been patient with us all. So, Yah bless.